News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks. You won't have to scramble to find football or your favorite shows today. Disney and YouTube TV have agreed to a new contract deal that restores channels like ABC and ESPN on the platform. Terms weren't disclosed, but after 2 weeks in the dark, the two sides landed on a multi-year agreement that includes Disney's full channel lineup and a few extras like access to ESPN's new online version and bundles with services like Hulu. Part of your grocery bill could get a little cheaper soon. President Trump's issued an order reducing tariffs on goods like beef, coffee beans, and bananas from Latin America in response to pressure from voters to cut prices.
We've all suffered from the Biden prices, which were much higher than they are right now, but I'll be able to get them down even lower.
The president says these are commodities that can't be produced in the U.S. in sufficient quantity to meet domestic demand. The U.S. and Switzerland also made a breakthrough deal this week to lower tariffs on Swiss goods from 39% down to 15%. In exchange, Switzerland's committed to investing $200 billion in the U.S. during Trump's term, including $70 billion next year in industries such as pharmaceuticals and gold smelting. A big relief for air travelers this weekend as the FAA downgrades flight cuts at 40 major U.S. airports from 6% down to 3%. Another 300 flights have been scrapped today, but the agency says more air traffic controllers are back on duty. Back pay owed to workers is expected to go out by next Wednesday. Now, the shutdown may be over, but lawmakers are about to get an earful about it. Bloomberg's Nathan Hager explains why from Washington.
Air traffic controllers will get a chance to air their grievances with the Senate Commerce Committee on Wednesday. Republican Jerry Moran chairs the Aviation Subcommittee. He says it's critical to look at long-term effects as they work to reopen the government. There was reportedly a pickup in air traffic control retirements during the funding standoff. That could add to a shortage of more than 3,500 certified controllers from before the funding lapse began. In Washington, I'm Nathan Hager, Bloomberg Radio.
We should also get official government data on jobs and inflation-adjusted earnings late next week that was delayed due to the shutdown. Experts say that'll help shed some light on the state of the U.S. economy. Meantime, a faction of Federal Reserve policymakers have now stepped up warnings that inflation progress could slow or stall, casting doubt over the prospect of another interest rate cut next month. Officials broadly agree that the labor market has cooled, but they're split over whether that slowdown will intensify. And it looks like Berkshire Hathaway has built quite a stake in Google's parent company, Alphabet. We get more on that from Bloomberg's Ed Kalegi.
Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has acquired 17.9 million shares of Google parent Alphabet during the third quarter, while further trimming its holdings in Bank of America and Apple. Berkshire's Alphabet stake, representing 0.31% of the outstanding shares, was worth about $4.9 billion as of the market close. Buffett, who plans to step down as chief executive officer at year-end, has been finding ways to deploy some of Berkshire's cash pile, which rose to a record $382 billion at the end of the quarter. Ed Kalegi, Bloomberg Radio.
A judge has ordered the government to release more than 600 immigrants who were arrested in a crackdown in Chicago without a warrant. In that case, ICE agents violated a decree that says they'd have to establish probable cause and whether someone could be a flight risk. Hundreds must be freed on bond next week. New Jersey Democrats are now sprinting to succeed Governor-elect Mikey Sherrill in Congress. Here's Bloomberg's Erica Herskowitz.
A special party primary for the New Jersey congressional district may be held as soon as late January or early February after Representative Mikey Sherrill's resignation. Earlier this month, Sherrill defeated Republican Jack Ciattarelli by a double-digit margin to become the next governor of New Jersey. The primary promises to be closely contested with 10 or more Democratic contenders. As of now, only one Republican has filed to run. Candidates are touting their platforms, including repealing emergency powers, regulating social media companies, and advocating for the Gateway Rail Tunnel project. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
And here's a fun one. Labubus are headed to the big screen. Sony has acquired screen rights to the Chinese brand and will develop a feature film and potentially a franchise. No one's attached to the project yet, and it could be years before it's actually released. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks, and this is Bloomberg.